Hi guys! Welcome to another vlog. So in today's vlog, I'm going to share with you kung paano ako nag-renew ng Canadian passport. If you've heard in the news before, di ba, nung mga around 2021, 2022, naging very chaotic yung pag-renew ng passport kasi nga ang nangyari, nagkaroon ng sobrang daming backlog. Syempre, pandemic with the uncertainty. So yung mga tao na nag-expire na yung passport, syempre hindi muna nag-renew kaagad kasi hindi naman natin alam kung kailan matatapos yung pandemic, kung ano mangyayari after. So ganun din yung nangyari sa case namin. Like yung passport namin nag-expire noong 2021, pero hindi muna namin ni-renew kasi it's like, hindi rin namin ma-decide hindi maplano kung kailan yung next na magta-travel, di ba? Dapat last year nag-renew na rin sana kami ng passport, pero dahil sa news nga na yon na medyo chaotic, sabi may mga nawawala ring mga passport, ganyan, so nagantay nila ako ng pagkakataon na gumanda na yung situation. So nung nasa news na nagdagdag na nga ng staff ang passport services para ma-rectify nga yung issue sa backlog ng passport application. Tapos gumanda na rin yung situation ng traveling abroad. And nasa horizon na rin yung aming plan to visit the Philippines. Kaya this 2023, nag-decide na ako na i-renew na namin yung aming passport. So early January this year, chinek ko yung scheduling. Kung gusto mo magpa-schedule para sa appointment for passport renewal. And yung earliest schedule na nakuha ko was March 7. So imagine early January tapos March 7 na yung susunod. And so that's why nag-decide ako na mag-walk-in na lang ako. And fortunately, pwede namang isa na lang yung mag-walk-in para sa application ng the whole family. Kasi ang concern ko dun nga, nung una, akala ko kailangan lahat pumunta. So, yun ang medyo concern ko nga kasi syempre, yung mga bata mag-absent sa school, tapos yung asawa ko magti-take din ng day off. So, mas okay na isa lang yung nag-take ng day off, which is ako. So, I decided to do a walk-in on February 6. Pero before that, prepare ko muna lahat ng documentations. So, nada-download yung form dito sa canada.ca website. So, I'll just put in the link below yung link. Tapos, actually, there is a guideline there when you can answer questions, no? Para, depende sa situation mo, whether you're an adult, you're a child, is it your first time application, did you lose your passport, or whatever is your situation. So, merong guide doon that you can follow, no? You just answer some questions, and then yung site will guide you through kung anong klase ng form yung ida-download mo. So, yun nga. So, I prepared all the documentation. So, yung sa amin, bali yung form namin, so dalawa is for adult renewal of passport. So, yun yung akin at saka sa asawa ko. For my daughter, yung kanyang old passport was a child passport. So now since nag-turn 18 na siya, so she will be applying now for adult passport. So that's considered like new application and it's not renewal. So iba rin yung form nun. And then for my son who is currently 15 years old, so nasa child category pa siya. And then for the new adult application and for the child application, so kailangan ng guarantor. So, merong form doon wherein, of course, ilalagay mo lahat yung ask na information ng guarantor, and then, kailangan din siyang pirmahan ng guarantor. So, merong box doon na talagang it needs to be the guarantor to sign. And also, yung passport picture, sasignan din ng guarantor dun sa likod. So, I'm going to add a screen capture of the important information that needs to be put in the forms in this video. And for the passport photos, it should be at least within 6 months yung freshness niya. So, yung sa amin, nagpa-picture kami sa London Drugs Photo Lab. Tapos, pipirmahan yun ng photographer. So, kaya malalaman nila kung yung picture ba was taken at least within 6 months. So, ang requirements para sa passport renewal is yung certificate na binigay during Canadian citizenship ceremony. Tapos, syempre, supporting identifications. Any identification na provided by the government. Like, for example, yung driving license. Yung sa akin, since I don't drive, so ang pinakita ko is yung aking Alberta ID. And also, sa aming apat, kailangan din yung references. So, yung references is anybody who's here in Canada and have known you for at least 2 years yata. So, isusulat lang yung kanilang pangalan, yung kanilang address, information, telephone number. But they are not required to sign the form anymore, unlike the guarantor. So, shout out pala dun sa kaibigan ko na nag-sign as a guarantor para sa mga anak ko. So, yeah. Thank you so much sa abala. Talagang pinuntahan pa kami dito para signan yung form, ano. And we're really happy na dumating na yung passports namin. Para dun sa length ng validity ng passport na in-apply namin. So, sa amin ng asawa ko, pinili ko yung 10 years na. Para less hassle na kasi ang bilis lang naman dumaan ng panahon. So, para at least for the next 10 years, hindi na ako mag-go through ulit sa procedure no, ng renewal. Tsaka, in a way, mas mura na rin yung babayaran. So, kasi ang difference, no, kapag yung sa 10 years application, so, ang bayad is 160 per person. So, kapag 5 years, 120. So, just a difference of $40, no? For yung additional 5 years na validity ng passport. So, bali yung sa daughter ko, 5 years lang yung validity na in-apply ko kasi syempre bata pa siya. Gusto ko rin naman siyang bigyan ng chance na later on mag-apply on her own. Tapos, para mabago yung picture, magamit niya yung picture na gusto niya para sa passport niya. And then, yung para sa anak ko namang lalaki, yung child passport. So, by default, that is 5 years. And then, sa case niya, since now that he's 15, so, ang validity nun is 5 years, diba? So, yung passport niya will be valid until he's 20. So, based dun sa nabasa ko, so, even if hindi na siya categorized as child, pero since yung validity date ng passport, so until he's 20, pwede niya pa rin gamitin yung child passport niya. Unless he decides to apply now on his own when he's 18. Okay, so i-share ko sa inyo some video captures that I took while nung nagpunta ako sa downtown para i-apply yung aming passport renewal. By the way, yung Service Canada Center passport services na pinuntahan ko is sa downtown, dun sa Canada Place building. So, just across the Edmonton Convention Center. Okay, so here you go. Hi! It's 8 in the morning and I'm here at downtown. Kasi dinrop ko muna yung anak ko. Kasi nag-aaral siya dito sa downtown. Nag-taxi kami papunta rito. So, after this, I'm going to Canada Place building naman para mag-renew ng passport. Okay, so naglalakad ako. Mukhang medyo malamig din eh. I feels like -2 yata ngayon. So medyo malamig din maglakad. Yan, so nandito ako sa area na to. Malapit sa 107th Street. So kung lalakarin ko, siguro baka 10 minutes walk din yan kung lalakarin ko to Canada Place. We'll see. So punta lang ako sa bus stop doon. Hintay lang ako ng bus kung may darating. Kung wala, lakad tayo. Ayan, may 900 na padating. So magbabas na lang ako. Ayan, so nakababa na ako dito sa tapat ng Canada Place. And ito yung building ng Canada Place where we renew our passport. Yung passport namin kasi is expired na nung 2021 pa, gawa nga ng pandemic. So that's why hindi pa kami nag-renew. This year, we're planning to go visit the Philippines, hopefully at the middle of the year. Kaya nag-decide na akong i-renew yung passport namin. Yeah, so ang bukas ng office nila is 8:30. Tapos walk-in lang ako ngayon kasi nung kumuha ako ng schedule online, March na yung available na schedule. Ano ba ngayon? First week of February. So ang tagal pa, diba? So tapos yung picture kasi namin magpapaso na rin kasi there's expiration. Up to 6 months lang yung validity or yung freshness ng picture. Kaya nag-decide ako na mag-walk-in na lang kasi sayang naman kung magpapapicture na naman. Tsaka para mas kampante na rin ako, I can buy the tickets as early as we can also kasi nagmamahal na rin ang plane tickets. Okay, so 8:30 na. So bukas na yung office nila. I should go. Okay, let's go. I think it's my first time to come here. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, parang di kami nagpunta dito before. So may pila na dun sa may harapan. Pinagtanong ako. Pero dun pa daw sa banda roon. So I'm just hoping na walang mahabang pila masyado. Kasi susunduin ko pa yung dalaga ko after her school para sabay na kami umuwi. So apparently, mask is required. So bali, ang first step is pipila muna sa office na katapat ng Service Canada. I-check lang yung mga documents. So kapag tinawag na yung number mo, palilipatin ka sa Service Canada office. Merong isang booth doon na mag-check ulit ng mga requirements mo. And then, kapag tinawag ka na ng agent, merong mga cubicle doon. Doon na lahat gagawin yung procedure and even the payment until you're done. Okay, so I'm done. So, inabot siya ng it's already 10:10. So, around 1.5 hours in total. Tapos, required ang mask. So, ayan. Tapos na. Ito na lang. Binigay sa akin yung receipt ng payment. Tapos, nagbigay yung naka-highlight na number. Yan yung binigay na number na tatawagan daw if just in case hindi dumating yung passport namin in set date, which is March 13. So lahat-lahat sabay-sabay nang dadating ng March 13. Tapos binalik din yung aming Canadian certificate, so bali tinignan lang siya. Yung sa mga bata, sinirox copy yung kanilang Canadian citizenship, pero sa aming mag-asawa, chinek lang. Yan. Tapos yung passport namin hindi na kinuha kasi mga expired naman. So that's it. Yan, finally done na yung processing. So magantay na lang ako ng March 13. And I believe makakabili naman kami ng plane ticket kahit wala pa yung bagong passport. So yeah. Okay. So hanapin ko ang bus stop. At susundin ko din yung dalaga ko. Kasi tapos na yung klase niya, sabay na kaming uuwi. So, fast forward to today. So, ito na yung aming bagong passport. So, finally, dumating na siya. Okay, so kumusta nga ba yung proseso na pinagdaanan ko? At kumusta na ba ang status ng passport renewal ngayon? I was actually happy na mabilis lang siya. Kasi, ang pinili ko is yung regular na 10 to 20 business days, no? Since wala pa naman kaming ticket. Kasi merong other option like expedited para yata yun sa mga kailangan na mag-flight right away, tapos may mga ticket na sila. So, ibang processing naman. So, yun yung mas mabilis. Yung sa amin is regular, no? 10 to 20 business days. And then, yun nga, binigyan kami ng date kung kailan siya madideliver. At ang sabi nga sa akin, lahat daw sabay-sabay will be delivered March 13. Pero it was delivered before that. So, kapag dineliver pala, so nakalagay each passport sa ganito. No? So, it's a registered mail. So, hindi nila basta iiwan lang sa mailbox or sa harapan ng bahay mo. You need to sign. So, yung sa dalaga ko, yun yung unang dumating. It was just 10 business days. Dumating na yung sa dalaga ko. Siguro wala kami dito nung dumaan yung Canada Post officer, no? So, nag-iwan siya lang ng receipt, no, for picking up dyan sa may Canada Post. So, yun yung sa dalaga ko. And then, after that, dumating na rin yung sa anak ko. So, yung anak kong lalaki, which is a child passport, it was like 15 business days. So, ganun din. So, we had to pick up sa Canada Post. And then, yung sa amin ng asawa ko, dumating ng sabay. And then, luckily, I was downstairs by then. So, isang doorbell lang. Nasagot ko naman sila. So, that's why, kaya siguro, naiabot sa akin. Kasi nga, merong sumagot kaagad. And I had to sign yung kanilang delivery. Yung sa amin ng asawa ko is 16 business days only. So yun, mabilis na pala ang renewal ng Canadian passport. Well, at least itong sinishare ko is dito lang sa Edmonton. Well, hindi ko rin alam kung ano yung situation last year sa Edmonton. But then again, I think sa news, so that was what's happening in general. So, kung meron sa inyo nagpaplano na mag-renew ng passport, so, sinishare ko lang kung ano yung aking naging experience, kung kumusta na yung situation ngayon. And eto nga, so mabilis siya. So, na-deliver siya before the date that was given to me. At na-deliver nga siya within 10 to 20 business days. Okay, so I think na-share ko na lahat yung important information that I had to share about passport renewal here in Canada. I'm going to share in the description below also, no, all possible links that I can share. So in case I missed something or meron kayong mga question dun sa naging experience ko sa passport renewal, please just leave in the comments below and I'm gonna do my best to reply them. So kung nagustuhan nyo itong video na shinare ko, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Thank you so much for watching and I'm gonna see you in my next vlog. Bye!